Hey guys, here we are with the September edition of This Month in Housing with the Kim Mixon team and Dustin Steele at Northpointe Bank. Dustin's going to join us here in a few minutes, but what I'm going to do is get us started on what the sales look like for August of this year compared to August of last year throughout our primary county coverage. And then we'll get into a little bit of discussion about interest rates and everything. And as always, we are happy to answer questions you guys have. So we're going to try to keep this at 10 minutes or less. And not let it drag on too long so that you can watch it quickly. But if you've got additional questions, please drop it in the comments or message us separately via Insta message, text message, whatever works for you. And we'll make sure and get your questions answered. So don't be scared. We are here for all things real estate and mortgage related, and make sure that you are armed with the information that you need. So let's dive into the market numbers, how everything closed out in August of 2023. All right, in Muscogee and Harris County, there were 219 closed sales. In 2022, it was 232 closed sales. So a little bit of difference, but not a huge difference. Average days on the market for this past August were 31 days, and last August it was 27 days. Average sales price this past August was $263,000, and average sales price last August 2022 was $257,000. List to sale price percent was about 98.19 for this past August, and previous August it was about 98.26. So looking at all of those numbers, no major changes from last August to this August. Things are fairly close as far as numbers go. Currently in Muscogee and Harris County, there are about 310 active listings and about 312 pending listings. This time last year, there were about 405 active listings and 347 pending listings. Let's jump ahead and look at Russell and Lee County. Let's see how everything closed out for August. Closed sales were approximately 123 closed sales this past August. Last August, 120. So again, not a big difference. Days on the market, 27 days. Average days on the market last year for August was about 24 days on the market. Average sales price for this past August was $279,000. Last year, it was approximately $255,000. List to sale price percent was right at 99% for this past August, and last August it was about 99.25%. Again, everything's kind of not a major shift, not major change from last year to this year in August. Active listings in Russell and Lee County, about 206 active listings right now, 193 pending sales. Last year, there were about 226 active listings at this time and about 218 pending sales. One of the reasons you don't see a big difference in change from last August to this August is because the major shift in market, the major increase, the drastic jump in rates that we felt happened late spring, early summer. So by the time we hit August last year, we were feeling the impact of those changes, and it has kind of stayed consistent over the last 12 months with that. So what we're going to do now is bring Dustin in so we can talk mortgage rates, and I've got a few other details we'll talk about as well. But let's get Dustin in here. How's it going?
Great.
All right. Here we are, our local mortgage expert. Tell us what's going on in the interest rate world. I know it hasn't been too crazy over the last 90 days as far as major changes, but fill us in on that.
Right. I would say over the last 90 days, we've seen a gradual increase in rates. Now, nothing crazy, nothing we have not seen all year long. These are not yearly highs, but we have seen a gradual increase. If we're looking over the last 30 days, we are exactly where we were at when we did this video last time.
Okay.
So even though we've had some days in between our last video and now that were not great, we have dug ourselves out of that hole. So it has been a little bit of a roller coaster, not too scary. You probably wouldn't need over the shoulder straps, just a lap bar. But
I like that analogy.
But
okay.
things have been a little up and down, but nothing that we have not seen. So you can still expect VA and FHA to be around 6.75. Conventional is still over 7%, around 7.25. Obviously depending on credit and the type of just loan type, loan to value, a lot of different parameters, but those are the general rates right now. One thing that we are seeing though that we've had some times this year where I've spoken about not having par rates, not being able to quote par rates, and that just means that there are increased fees on your closing costs, which would make things a little bit more unaffordable for buyers, maybe putting more pressure on sellers as far as the offers that they're receiving. Right now, the rates where your 675 on FHA or VA would be, but you do have the ability to obtain a par rate. So you can have normal closing costs right now.
Awesome.
So that is a big plus on both sides.
Hey, we're going to take any plus, any positive we can get. Couple of things I want to talk about real quick, and Dustin, jump in if you want to add anything on this. One is this, I want to kind of put to bed a major issue in media as they discuss the sky is falling scenario when it comes to foreclosures. So let me just say this. What you are hearing, if you are listening to some of the mainstream media forums on it, you would think that everybody in your neighborhood is about to foreclose. That is not happening, guys. It is not happening. You can ask Dustin, you can ask me, you can ask anyone who's actually working every day in this business, not sitting behind the news desk in a studio somewhere, but those of us actually on the front lines. You ask us and we'll tell you what's going on. And people have more equity in their homes right now than they have ever had, which means we are not in a situation where people are just going into foreclosure hand over fist like the national media might be trying to get you to believe. So just trust me on this. Now, there are normal foreclosure situations that happen, and that's no different from what it has been. But since 2020, everybody keeps saying, oh, foreclosure, foreclosure, foreclosure. Let me tell you, we're 3 years in, and that scenario has not played out, and it's not playing out right now. So if you are sitting waiting to make a decision on buying because you think everybody in your key neighborhoods is about to foreclose, it's not happening. No. So I want to put that issue to bed, and I'm certainly happy to talk more with you about that. If you've got specific questions, let me know. The next thing I want to talk about is back in March, a lot of the experts we're predicting that we might be in a slight recession by late 2023. Well, we're kind of getting into that late 2023. We're in September now. So it's, it can be debatable on what people say about whether or not we're in some type of recession. We probably are on some level, but all the experts have been in agreement, at least all the experts that I give credit. They've all kind of said if we're going to be in a recession, it's going to be a slight recession. We're not looking at some major 2008 dip. So what I want to tell you and make sure that you understand with regard to whether or not we're in a recession, I mean, I think Dustin and I probably agree. We probably are in a slight recession at this point, but I don't think that's a big shock to anyone at this point. What I want you to understand is over the last 6 recessions, dating back to 1980, what has happened with home values is out of 4 of those recessions, only 2 had a dip in value of homes. So where homes lost a little bit of value. One of those in 1980, 1981, values increased during those recessions. In 1991, there was a 1.9% decrease in home value during that recession. In 2008, there was a 19.7% decrease in the value of homes. It was drastic, not gonna lie. It was crazy, it hurt, it was painful. That is the only time over the history since 1980 of recessions that we have seen that kind of decrease in value. And then 2020 is also considered a recession year, and home values increased. So 4 out of the last 6 recessions, home values have increased, with the major difference being 2008, which was due to a mortgage market crisis, due to fraud that was taking place in the mortgage market. That is not happening right now, and we are not expecting home prices to plummet at all. That's not what we're seeing in this market. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong.
Okay. The other thing I want you to take from this video is that out of the last 6 recessions, during the recession period, interest rates went down. So if we are going to be in a recession, if that is happening, that also potentially means an increase in home values and a decrease in mortgage interest rates. So this is not all doom and gloom. And if you're hearing that, hear me louder. It's not that bad, right?
No, it's not.
All right, so if there's anything you take from this video today, I want you to understand our mortgage situation, our residential real estate situation really is not that bad. Our biggest issue, even above and beyond interest rates, is just the crazy low inventory. We've got buyer demand. We just don't have the inventory to cover it. So this is not some horrible situation. And if anybody's telling you it is, stop listening to them, because they are wrong. All right, I've said my piece.
Boom.
Mic drop. All right, anything else you want to add to that?
No, I agree with everything Kim said, all of it. So it's all true. Every bit of it is true. You know, the lending practices are much stricter. We still deny more people than we apply. More people apply. We deny more people than we approve. We are not allowed to do the things that were happening back in 2007, 2008. I mean, that stuff just, it's not there. I mean, we don't have the big balloon payments. We don't have prepayment penalties. We don't have loans where you didn't have to have income, where you didn't have to have assets, where you didn't need a credit score. Lending practices are much safer than they were. I wish I had the graphic, but if I find it, I'll put it in the comments. But it just compares 2008 and what the loans originated in that time looked like, as far as how many with a credit score below 620 were originated and closed versus now. And it is in the billions of dollars. I mean, it is a giant number. And we're not even close to that. So I just don't see any scenario where that repeats itself.
All right, you got it? It's not doom and gloom. We're going to get through whatever this little time period is. It's just part of the market. It's what we go through. Markets ebb and flow. Real estate interest rates go up and come down. And we're just in that cycle. So it's not doom and gloom. The world is not coming to an end. Well, that I'm aware of anyhow. It's going to be okay. So if you've got any mortgage needs, real estate questions, you guys know how to reach us. What's the best way to get you?
Always the best way is probably through text, phone call, 706-405-6555. You can also reach me on the socials. So message me, Instagram, Facebook. I'll be available on any of them. So.
Excellent. And y'all know how to reach me. You can call me, text me, 706-332-6349. Shoot me an email, kim@kimmixon.com. Drop a comment below. On all the socials, just let us know how we can help you, because that's what we're here to do. Trust our advice. We know what we're doing. We do this every day. We are in this market. Again, we're not sitting behind some desk in a studio somewhere just spouting off information. We're actually living it, so you can trust what we're telling you.
Yeah.
All right, so that is it for our September edition of This Month in Housing, and we will see you again in October.
See you guys.
See ya.